Hi everyone, the Spiderman here. I hope everybody's doing okay. So guys, as promised, I did say I'm going to be rehousing my new additions that I got from the Western Invert show on Sunday. So the first one I'm going to be rehousing is my Gucci Sapphire Ornamental, otherwise known as the Poecilotheria Metallica. So ladies and gentlemen, there is my Gucci Sapphire Ornamental, and here is the enclosure that I've already set up. All I've got to do now is just put some cork bark in, because these are an arboreal species. And I've just sprayed the enclosure with some water. This tarantula is a little bit small for a water dish at the moment, so all I've got to do is now is put some cork bark in for the tarantula to walk on. And as I've just said, these are an arboreal species. So yeah, that should be perfectly fine. So let's just move the camera here, and let's just take the lid off the little sling pot, and hopefully the spider should go into its new enclosure. And there we go, easily done. I find P. metallicas or pokies in general, the Poecilotheria species, they're very, very skittish. They don't really give much of a threat pose. Please focus, thank you. So yeah, as I said, it's not very big, probably around about the inch mark. So there's the first one done, and let's go on to my second purchase. So guys, next up is going to be my P. muticus, otherwise known as the king baboon. And here is the enclosure that I have picked out for the king baboon. And like I said in my previous video, these are a burrowing species, so this is why I've put loads and loads of substrate. It's got a little bit of floor space for it to walk around, but they don't really come out of their burrow that often, only to grab their prey. So let's just lift the camera up a little bit higher, and hopefully this one is going to be good. And like I said in my previous video, that these are very aggressive as actual sub-adults or adults, and it decides to run off, which can happen from time to time. It's just there, so best just not to panic. And I'll just get the enclosure, put it there and give it a little touch. It should walk straight into its enclosure. There we go. And there we go, safely inside its enclosure. So give it a couple of days and it will start to burrow down, and I'll give it a feed in the next 3 to 4 days. I like to let my tarantulas settle into their new enclosure. So let's go on to my next purchase. So guys, next up are my 2 tiger beetles, and this one here is the male and that one is the female, and they're actually mating a little bit earlier, but I've seen no aggression from either of the beetles, which is very nice to see. So I found out what the species is called with this tiger beetle. So there we go guys, that's what the actual species is called. So I just want to say a massive thank you to House of Bugs for commenting on my previous video and telling me what the actual species is. So let's get the enclosure and let's put the beetles into their new home. So there we go guys, I've already set up the enclosure. An inch of substrate and some cork bark for the beetles to hide under, and a water dish, and I'll put all that foliage in as well so they can hide under that. So let's just put my camera there, and let's just get the beetles and put them into their new home. And they'll be very happy to come out of this tub here, and I'll give them a feed in the next couple of days. Just let them settle down and do their own thing. So let's just pull all that in, and there we go. And the male is wandering around already, and yeah, hopefully they'll take a drink. And yeah, let's just give them a little nudge to water the water dish. Well, the female doesn't want to move at the moment, but hopefully she'll move when she's ready. So yeah, there we go guys. 2 new beetles rehoused into their new enclosure. So ladies and gentlemen, last but not least is my tailless whip scorpion. And as you can see, I took it out of that small tub yesterday, so it can have a little walk around in this bigger tub. But it's getting a little bit defensive. And I've set up its new enclosure. So let's take a look at the new enclosure. And there we go, you lovely people. And tailless whip scorpions are an arboreal species. So that's why I've put the cork bark on its side. A little bit of decoration, which is optional. So you don't have to put decoration if you want to, but I do. It makes the enclosure look a bit more colourful. And a water dish and some substrate. So let's get the tailless whip scorpion and put it into its new enclosure. So guys, here we go. Let's put it into its new enclosure. And like I said, it is very, very defensive at times, but oh, there we go. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's decided to go straight on its cork bark. And a little bit of a close-up of the tailless whip scorpion, which looks a little bit frightening. But it's lying on its side, so that's why it's a strange angle. So yeah, I'll definitely give it a feed tomorrow because its abdomen is looking very, very small. So I know I might give it a nice large hopper. So I hope you enjoyed this rehousing video, ladies and gentlemen. And thanks for watching, everyone.